Hey guys, thank you for coming back. I truly do appreciate your time. It is my objective to help you build a foundation that will buy you some time in order for you to pursue those ideas, in order to accumulate enough wins, not the win, but enough wins for you to build confidence in yourself to continuously pursue those ideas. Whatever idea that you may have, we need to first start with planning. I took my leap of faith 3 years ago, but I started the planning process 2 years prior to that. So the first thing is that get comfortable with planning and planning to delegate, right? Like I said, you had a multitude of ideas. I had 5 concepts that I wanted to pursue. But what you're going to need to understand is that you can only hyper-focus on one of those. My hyper-focus was going to be on the healthcare software business that I wanted to launch. I knew that. 100% of my time, I wanted to go there. Hence the reason why I wanted to buy back some time in order to hyper-focus that time that I bought back to hyper-focus on this vertical, right? The other 4 ideas that I had, I went around to my friends, asked them what ideas they had. I have these ideas. And I looked at my friend group and I asked myself, who has the skill sets that I can bring into any one of these ventures in order to pursue, right? So all the other 4 ventures, which was the Turo, the distribution business, the semi-truck, and the real estate, all of those ventures, I brought other friends into it, right? And I just, in many of them, allocated some money into it, contributed the money into it. So you have to get comfortable with planning to delegate, right? So my hyper focus was on this one company. Everything else was essentially a vertical for me to make money. All I was doing was focusing on how can I replace that 60 grand so I can take care of my needs, so I can buy back time, so I can pursue what I felt was my purpose, my God-given right to do. All right, so that's the first stage. Whatever ideas you have, put it on paper, and I mean start to go down this rabbit hole of educating yourself and really digging in deep into what you really want to do, enough that you can begin to look at your friend group and say, all right, here's who I would bring into this. Here's who has an idea of who can manage people well, who love cars, who will take care of certain things, right? So, and if you don't have friends with ideas, then you probably need to just find another group of entrepreneurial friends that you can begin to bounce ideas off of. The next thing that you're going to want to do is do this task. And I actually got this from Steve Harvey on either a book or one of the podcasts that I listened to. But here's what I took away from it, right? I want you to write down 100 things that you want. And there's nothing wrong with wanting anything, right? Our main objective is to take care of our needs, right? That's what I did. I found a business that took care of my needs, so therefore I can buy back 40 hours of my time so I can pursue that on a weekly basis on the idea that I had, right? So write down 100 things that you need. Write down 100 things that you want. And here's what this task is going to do for you. First, it's going to help you to realize the first few things that you put on there is going to be about you. And it's going to help you to realize that you really don't need much to be happy, healthy, and to pursue the goal that you want to pursue. The next few items on that list is going to be about the people who you cherish, love, and care for, right? You're going to begin to expand outward. And a lot of those items are going to be about them. Next, as you get further and further down this list, what it's going to force you to do is going to force you to begin to think further outward into the future, 3, 5, 6 years into the future, and it's going to force you to begin to think really big, right? And that's very important, 1, as an entrepreneur, and 2, it's very important for you to shoot for the stars, shoot for the moon, and build that confidence in yourself. And two of the big things on my list was, 1, I want to pay off all my friends' college debt. The second thing I want is I want a building named after me on FAMU's campus, at the college that I attended. So if nothing on that list has your immediate friends smirking or anyone laughing in any way, shape, or form, Go redo that list. The next thing that I want you to do is probably essentially one of the most important things out of this entire building of your foundation. And it is budgeting. Call it money, call it budget, call it budgeting, call it money allocation, whatever term you want to use, is that you need to understand metric-wise, what are all your needs, all your bills, and what's coming in, and where's that money going? All right? Because as we go through this journey, eventually we're going to need to determine how much money we need to replace just for your needs, just for the bills, not for anything additional, not for anything extravagant. It's just for the bills, for your needs, right? That was the bare minimum when I first started my journey, which was out of all these 5 things, I knew the healthcare software company was not going to make money for quite some time. And I knew I was going to have to put money into that. So out of these 4 businesses, which one of these have the potential of bringing me in $60,000 a year, right? Even with partners, $60,000 a year to pay all my needs in order for me to eventually go after the business that I was passionate about. The next thing that I would like for you to go ahead and proceed to do is read this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. You're already in an entrepreneurial mindset. You already have the mindset that, hey, I want to go contribute to the world. I want to go establish something of my own. Like, your story as an entrepreneur does not need to be like this grim, dark journey in order for it to hold weight or for someone to resonate with it. You do not have to be homeless for several years at a time. You do not need to have to sleep in your car or all these other things in order for someone to resonate with this. Being homeless and sleeping in my car doesn't look good for me. It doesn't look good on me. It's just not for me. And I would rather plan, and along the journey, that doesn't mean things are not going to get hard or difficult. As I'm going to adjust accordingly. Have I ever had to sleep in my car? Absolutely. Have I ever had to only eat Chipotle or only eat, not eat a 5-star meal? Absolutely. But what we can do is we can give ourselves the best chance and possibility to pursue the ideas that we have to get that win. Because it's very, very easy to give up. It's very, very easy to give up. Personally, for myself, I am my own fallback plan. If the rug gets pulled from underneath me and shit goes south, I don't have someone that's going to call me and say, sweetie, you can come home and stay here for the next however long you need to until you get back on your feet. I am my own fallback plan. So I need to have a very methodical plan on how I'm going to pursue my ideas, to give myself the best shot, because I am my own fallback plan. And if you can resonate with that, then everything that I'm saying is going to help you to structure your journey, hopefully, which is a long journey, to figure out which one of these ideas that you're going to throw at the wall that's going to first replace your current income, and second, that's going to buy you enough time to go pursue your God-given right and purpose in this world for you to contribute back to it and feel meaningful, and you don't feel as if you have to live on autopilot. Because that's primarily one of the things, quick story, on what even made me trigger to say, hey, you need to go do something else with your life, was because I realized that I was living on autopilot. I was working 7 days a week, 7 to 7, and one day my body shut down. I was out of it for 3 days. The only time I got up was I needed to pee, and that was twice out of those 3 days. And at that point in time, I just realized it had to be more to life than being a weekend warrior. And thank God it's Friday, and you have the weekend, which is really just 24 hours, maybe 36, because you get off of work Friday, party Friday night, you have Saturday, and then you're going to Sunday. You're just preparing for the week, and that just couldn't be my life. No, it just could not be. It had to be more, and along that journey, I realized that it was more, and that I can contribute more to this world. I can contribute more to the people around me. I can contribute to the well-being of those that I love in a meaningful way. Yeah. So anyway, out of those things that I really appreciate you guys spending some time with me today. And based upon the work that we spoke about today, I would like for you to come back to this page after you've done some of that groundwork and either tell me one thing that's on that list of 100 things you want, or tell me in the comment section, what is your budget? Or tell me, what did you take away from that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Guys, if you have not heard this today, if you have not told it to yourself, if you've not heard it from somebody else, either today or this week, I want to let you know that I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You're putting in the work, you found this channel, and continue to dive deep, dig in. It's only beginning.